be able to use this IEP progress monitoring template, you're going to start with this blank template sheet. Now, we don't want to make changes to the actual template sheet itself. We want to make a copy for every student. So what we're going to eventually get to is something like this. We have the background information for the student and their progress monitoring towards their goal. So let's go back to our template. We're going to go right click and click duplicate. And then that's going to make us a copy of our template. And if you double click, we can rename it to a student, which I've done down here. So here's Peter's. We've got his name, grade, school, case manager, ID, all of that good information. Anything that is one of these gray cells is something that needs to be filled in. If it's a colored cell like these all have formulas in them. Always try to stay away from those. These are all formula cells. So the first thing we need to do after we fill in the background information is to list the annual review date. So let's say it's a year from today. So we're going to change that to 2019. What that does is it gives us our very last day for baselining, or for progress monitoring for our student down here, 11/12/2019, one day before whenever your review date is. We can select his primary disability. And then we can work with the student with up to 7 goals. So you may not have 7. In this case, we're just going to give an example of a student with 1 goal in math numeracy. So as soon as you type in what that goal is, it's going to label it down here in the summary of progress towards goal. And then there will be a spot down here for the other 6. If you don't want those, you can highlight those columns. And if you don't want to see them, you can just click Hide Rows. Okay. So let's start filling in information. So let's say we can take up to 4 baselines to get the student's final baseline in math numeracy. Let's say he gets a 12, a 22, a 20, and a 58. So this is what the 4 baselines mean is in the median. We probably want to go with the median. So these are automatically calculated. So I can come here and pick which one I want to use. I want to use the median. It's going to highlight to let you know that's the one you're using. And then this is the number that you're using for the baseline. And then we need to set a goal for our yearly progress. So let's say we want to take him from a 21 to a 45. Okay. So we've got most of that filled out. Again, these are formulas, so we don't have to worry about filling those in. And let's say that the first or the final progress monitoring takes place today. I put in today's date. All right, so I have the date. I have the final piece of the progress monitoring for the baselining. And what my graph has done, it's graphed where the student started. And now I have my aim line. By 11/12/2019, I want to get the student to a 45, and here's my aim line. Now, this is where I would go in and fill out what my goal statement is for the student, what SDI that you're using, and then if you want to do this every 9 weeks, you can do your analysis of the data of what you've seen. Now, I've already got some pre-typed in progress monitoring data, but you can go in here and type in the days that you take data and what those scores are. So I'm going to come over here and copy and paste these that I already had typed in. And as you type each one of those in, you'll see a little red X. This is the data points for each one of those dates. And then you're also getting this red line, which is the trend line. So if the student came in and on March 15th took another piece of data and blew it out of the water, say we got a 45, that gets plotted automatically, and then your trend line is going to change because of that. So the more data you have, the more reliable your trend line is going to be. And let's just say that this was the point when we started a new intervention. There's this nifty little purple line over here. You can drag that to say this is where the current intervention started, in between these 2 data points. So it's not a have to use, but it's there if you want to use it. And one of the things we skipped over earlier is that these two boxes are calculating the median and the mean of all your progress monitoring data in real time. It's not something you have to use, but it's there if you want to report that when you're discussing that with parents. And that's the long and short of it. Now, if a student has more goals, say we have a behavior as well, we do the exact same thing. Now, I hid these rows, so I can click here to unhide them. As soon as I type that in, goal 2, behavior goal statement, SDI, analysis of data, and I would do the same thing. Say we want to decrease the number of instances. I can take what my baselines were, choose whether to use the mean or the median. Let's use the mean this time. Say I want to get the student down to, I don't know, maybe 20. Oh, sorry. Colored cell, don't type in. I want to get it down to 20. The first data was taken today. So now my aim line is now decreasing. He's at 36 by 11/12/2019. I want to get him down to 20. And as I put that data in, it's going to plot it as well. And I'll still get that trend line. So all in all, try to make it as simple as possible. Don't type in the colored cells. Don't type in your template. Whenever you have students to add, hit duplicate. Gives you a copy of your template. This is the free version. If you want some of the more advanced bells and whistles, check on my Teachers Pay Teachers page or in the instructions that came with this, and it should have instructions on how to get the paid version. It makes life just a little bit easier for you. So thank you. Have a good day.